Today we are making the Serendipity motif as earrings right here. And in this video, I'm going to be using Lisbeth size 40 with Miyuki 11O beads. And you're going to need 2 shuttles wound continuously with beads preloaded, a crochet hook for the joins, scissors, and anti-fray glue. Let's now take a look at some of the thread and bead size combinations that I've made for the samples. This one here is the one that we'll be making in the video. It's Lisbeth 40 with Miyuki round beads in size 11O. For a slightly smaller size, you can use size 60 thread, also with Miyuki 11O round beads. And my personal favorites are this size here. This is DMC 80 with Miyuki Delica beads in 11O. And the Delicas are a little bit smaller than the round beads. This one is actually the same size as this Valdani 50 weight quilting thread with 1 strand of silver embroidery thread. And these use 15O round beads. Now, after the tatting is done, you can go ahead and add some drop beads to the bottom like these, or you can just choose to leave them bare. I think they both look really nice, and this pair here without the drop beads are actually really perfect for everyday wear. Whatever you choose to do, this motif is super fun to make. So let us get started. To download the pattern, please visit my blog linked in the description below. Okay, so here I have my 2 shuttles wound continuously with the correct number of beads. And we're just going to take out 1 bead and start with shuttle 1 for the first ring. So set up your hand for a ring and start with 5 double stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a picot, then pull up the bead and add 1 double stitch. Another picot, two, 3, 4, 5 double stitches. Check your stitches before you close your first ring. Here's our first ring, and now reverse work and set up for a chain. Let's start with 6 double stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we make a picot, which automatically creates 1 double stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. snug up the chain to the left a little bit so you get a nice curve. Then reverse work. Now we want to make the second ring that joins to the first one. So let's set up for a ring. Make sure you have a bead in there in your setup and begin with 5 double stitches again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But this time we want to join to the picot on the previous ring. So pull up a loop through the picot, then pass your shuttle through to make the join and snug up the join. Continue with 1 double stitch, then pull up the bead, followed by 1 more double stitch and a picot, then end with 2, 3, 4, 5 double stitches. Then close the ring and reverse work. Set up for the next chain. It's the same as the chain before with 6 double stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a picot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we snug up the chain a little to the left and reverse work. Now we continue to go around, but the third chain is a little bit different. So let's begin with the next ring. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is where we make our join. So take your crochet hook, poke through the picot, and pull up the loop. Hold the loop in place so it doesn't twist. Then pass your shuttle through to make the join. Continue with 1 double stitch, pull up the bead, and 1 picot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and close your ring. That's our third ring, and now we reverse work. And this time our chain is going to look a little different. So I'm just going to pull up a bunch of beads from shuttle 2 and keep them on my hand as I set up for the chain. Also, I'm going to need 2 beads for this chain from my shuttle 1. So I'm just going to pull that up a little bit so that I don't have to keep unwinding all the way back. Okay, so our chain this time has a lot of beads in them. So I've set up my beads in advance, and we start with 3 double stitches. 1, 2, 3. And at this time, we pull up 3 beads from the chain thread and 1 bead from the shuttle thread, like this. Then we make 3 double stitches afterwards. 1, 2, 3. Picot, 1, 2, 3, and we pull up 3 more beads from the chain thread. Oops, that's 2, 3, and another bead from shuttle 1. Then we finish with 3 double stitches. 1, 2, 3. Snug up your chain a little to the left like this, and then reverse work. From here on, we just follow the pattern until we get to the last ring. So a regular chain, a ring, and then a beaded chain. Then we're at the last ring and last chain. So just continue following the pattern all the way around, and I'll meet you at the last ring. Okay, so here we are, and we're about to make our last ring, which joins to the previous ring and also the first ring. So that closes this round, so we can move on to the next. So let's set up for our last ring. Don't forget to add the bead in your hand setup. And I'm just gonna kind of move this out of the way so I can see the work area. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for the join, pick up your crochet hook, pull up the loop, hold it in place, then pass your shuttle through to make the join, snug it up. I'm going to fold it out of the way, 1 double stitch, bead, and 1 double stitch, and instead of a picot, we're going to join back to the first ring here. So go through the picot, pull up a loop, and pass your shuttle through. Finish with 5 double stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Close the ring, and that's our last ring on the first round. Let's finish the chain. So set up your hand for a chain, and let's go with 6 double stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Picot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And snug up the chain. And we need to lock join to the beginning. So you need to find the space between the first ring and the first chain. If you kind of just poke around a little bit, you'll find that there's a little bit of a space between the first ring and the chain. Like this. That's where we want to lock join. So go through that little space right there and pull up the shuttle thread and pass your shuttle through, tighten, and you've made a lock join back to the beginning. And that's round 1. Now reverse work and switch shuttles because we want to tat round 2 facing the right side because it has a lot of long chains and we want to make sure that they look nice. So let's now tat round 2 to complete the motif. The first chain in round 2 has 4 beads, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull them up behind my hand for easier access. And we're going to begin with 4 double stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And pull up those 4 beads. But your next double stitch shouldn't be too close after the beads so the beads aren't too squished together. 1, 2. Now we're going to make a lock join, so snug up the chain a little bit and go through the picot, pull up the shuttle thread and pass the shuttle through the loop. The next chain is actually a long chain, if you see right here, this long chain. So let's continue with 18 double stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And we want to snug up this chain a little bit so we get a nice curved shape like this. And we want to lock join to the next picot between the beaded elements. So go through the picot, pull up the shuttle thread, and pass your shuttle through to make the lock join. Our next chain is also a long chain of 16 double stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Snug up the chain again, and this time, instead of a lock join, we want to reverse work. We want to make this ring here at the bottom. So let's set up for a ring. And begin with 5 double stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And join to the picot, pull up a loop, pass the shuttle through, and tighten the join. Continue with 5 double stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we close the ring. Now reverse work, and we want to work this chain here with 12 double stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Snug it up and reverse work again. And now we want to make this ring here that joins to the same picot as the other ring. So let's set up for a ring and 5 double stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we want to join to that same picot as the last ring. So go through that picot, pull up the loop, and pass your shuttle through. Tighten. And I'm just going to fold this out of the way and end with 5 double stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5. Close the ring. Then you reverse work and work this chain 16 and chain 18 until we get to the beaded chain. Okay, so we've done chain 16 and chain 18, and now we want to do this beaded chain that matches up to the other side. So I have 4 beads here in my hand already, and we begin with 2 double stitches. 1, 2, pull up the 4 beads from the chain thread, and 4 double stitches. Don't crowd the beads too much. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this time, it's very important to remember that we're not joining to a picot. We're joining to the space right here between the 2 chains on the previous round. So you kind of need to poke around to find that space, which is right here. So pull up the shuttle thread and pass the shuttle through. And there's our lock join. Now let's continue with this very short chain right here. 2 double stitches. 1, 2, and we take our crochet hook now, and we're going to join to this beaded picot here between the 3rd and the 4th bead. So find your space and kind of pull on it a little bit to give you some space, and pull up a loop between the 3rd and 4th bead. Hold the loop in place and pass the shuttle through. And we end with 3 double stitches. 1, 2, 3. Snug it up a little and reverse work. Now we're going to start on this top part here where 3 rings join to this 1 picot. So let's make the first of those rings. Set up for a ring and 5 double stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we join to that picot. Continue with 5 double stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we close the ring. Reverse work, and we're going to do a chain right there. So set up for a chain, 8 double stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Snug it up a little bit and reverse work. Time for the second ring. Starting with 5 double stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we want to join to the same picot as the last ring. So pull up the thread and pass your shuttle through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Close the ring and reverse work. Also, we want to switch shuttles here for this top ring. So set up for a ring, and we're going to do 12 double stitches here. One, and I like to get that first half stitch really tight against the last element. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then we close up this ring. But we do not reverse work this time. We just change shuttles and set up again for a chain. This time it's a chain of 8 right here. So we're going to start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Snug it up and reverse work. Now let's do the last ring that connects to that same picot. Set up for a ring and 5 double stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And find that picot with the other 2 rings joined, and we go pull up a loop, pass the shuttle through, and make that join. I'm going to fold this out of the way and finish with 5 more double stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we close up this ring. Which means we only have the last chain, which is going to join back to the beaded picot on the first chain. So let's reverse work, and we're going to need to join to this beaded picot here with a folded join between the first and the second beads right here. Okay, right here. So let's start with 3 double stitches. 1, 2, 3. And to do a folded join, you literally fold your tatted piece like a book to the left, so the picot is on the left. And you find that space that we talked about before, not here, but here between the first and second beads. Oops, right here. So just make a mental note of that space and fold your tatted piece to the left. You poke your crochet hook from the back of the picot to the front, then twist and pull up a loop. Then you pass your shuttle through, make sure the thread is not twisted, and that is the folded join. Now we finish up the rest of the chain with 2 double stitches. 1, 2. And when we open the motif back up, we can see that the join was made properly without the picot being twisted. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and cut the thread from the shuttles. So cut both ends. Doesn't have to be too long, but enough for you to tie a knot. Okay, now we want to find the space between the 2 chains on the previous round, right here. You might need to poke around a little bit. And we want to pull our shuttle thread through that space so we can tie a knot. So find that space and pull the shuttle thread through to the back. Now we can go ahead and tie a knot. Make sure you're tying it on the wrong side if you're doing right side, wrong side tatting. Okay, so here's the knot, and I kind of like to arrange the ends before cutting so that they're not sticking out too much. And at this point, I like to put a dab of glue, anti-fray glue, so the knot doesn't come undone. And it's just a little bit more secure. But make sure it's just a tiny dab, like this. And I let it dry. Then I'll cut the ends. Yay! And here's our finished Serendipity motif. You can use a stiffener or just leave them be if you prefer a softer look. And like I said in the beginning, you can add drop beads to the bottom or do something here at the top. The choice is completely up to you. These actually make wonderful gifts for the coming holiday season, so I hope you'll make a few pairs and spread some tatting love with your friends and family. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy tatting!